The Tacoma Hybrid enters its fourth model year, still leading the midsize truck pack. Built on Toyota's TNGA-F platform, it pairs a turbo four-cylinder with an electric motor for serious power. Here's where it excels, and where it still falls short.
The iForce Max hybrid powertrain remains the Tacoma's biggest party trick. Toyota pairs a 2.4-liter turbocharged four-cylinder with an electric motor to produce up to 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque, figures that comfortably outmuscle every gas-only trim in the lineup and most of the midsize competition. That torque arrives early and stays flat, which makes the truck feel eager off the line and unbothered on steep grades. For a segment that has historically prioritized ruggedness over refinement, the hybrid's blend of instant electric response and turbocharged shove is a genuine differentiator. It's the kind of powertrain that makes a Tacoma feel like it's punching above its weight class, not just keeping pace with it. Hybrid Tacomas post an EPA-estimated 22 city and 24 highway miles per gallon on most configurations, a modest but real improvement over comparable gas-only trims. That gap may look small on paper, but across a truck's typical ownership span, it adds up in fuel savings, especially for buyers who use their Tacoma as a daily commuter rather than a dedicated work truck. The efficiency gain is more impressive in context. The hybrid isn't just sipping less fuel, it's doing so while producing more power than the standard turbo engine. Few trucks in this class manage to improve both performance and efficiency simultaneously, and Toyota's execution here remains one of the strongest arguments for paying the hybrid premium. Over a typical 5-year ownership window, that efficiency edge can meaningfully offset the higher upfront cost, particularly for buyers logging significant commuter miles rather than pure off-road use, making the hybrid's fuel savings a legitimate long-term value proposition rather than just a marketing footnote. While towing takes a slight hit in hybrid form, payload capacity actually shines, reaching up to 1,710 pounds on select trims like the TRD Off-Road. That's a meaningful number for contractors, overlanders, or anyone regularly hauling gear, tools, or camping equipment in the bed. The hybrid battery and motor add weight to the chassis, but Toyota's engineering keeps the payload ceiling high rather than letting it erode along with towing figures. Combined with the standard deck rail system and available 5 or 6-foot beds, the Tacoma Hybrid remains a genuinely useful workhorse, not just a performance-oriented trim that sacrifices practicality for power. Every Tacoma Hybrid comes standard with Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. Bundling automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, adaptive cruise control, lane tracing assist, and blind spot monitoring into the base configuration, rather than gating them behind expensive option packages. This matters because midsize trucks have historically lagged sedans and crossovers in standard driver assistance tech. Toyota closing that gap, and doing so without an a la carte pricing structure, gives the Tacoma Hybrid a genuine edge for family buyers or fleet purchasers who want modern safety tech without upgrading to the priciest trim. It's a small detail that pays dividends in resale value and peace of mind alike. The Trail Hunter and TRD Pro trims, which come standard with the hybrid powertrain, bring serious off-road hardware, multi-terrain select, crawl control, a locking rear differential, and skid plates, with ground clearance reaching up to 11.5 inches on the most capable trims. That's a genuine jump over the standard Tacoma's already respectable 10 to 10.7 inches. Pairing that off-road hardware with the extra low-end torque of the electric motor gives these trims real crawling ability on technical trails, where instant torque matters more than outright horsepower. For buyers cross-shopping the Colorado ZR2 or Ranger Raptor, the hybrid Tacoma's combination of trail-ready hardware and electrified torque delivery is a compelling package. The trade-off for all that hybrid hardware is towing capacity. Most iForce Max configurations top out at 6,000 pounds, a few hundred-pounds shy of the 6,500-pound peak available on non-hybrid trims. For buyers who regularly tow boats, trailers, or heavier equipment, that gap could be the deciding factor against the hybrid, even with its other advantages. It's a reminder that the added battery and motor weight isn't free. Toyota has to balance it somewhere, and towing capacity is where the hybrid gives ground. Buyers who prioritize maximum towing over efficiency or power may find the non-hybrid trims a better fit despite the performance trade-offs. Hybrid Tacomas carry a real price premium over their gas-only counterparts, with well-equipped hybrid trims regularly stretching into the $60,000 plus range once options are added, a steep ask for a mid-size truck. While the base non-hybrid Tacoma starts just over $33,000, the hybrid powertrain is reserved for higher trims like the TRD Pro and Trail Hunter, or offered as a costly option elsewhere, meaning buyers can't access the hybrid's benefits without also paying for a substantially pricier truck overall. That pricing structure limits the hybrid's appeal to buyers already shopping the upper end of the lineup, rather than making it an accessible upgrade path for value-focused shoppers. The hybrid system's battery pack and electric motor add meaningful weight over the chassis, which required Toyota to upgrade brakes and front drive shafts just to handle the increased mass and torque output. That added complexity means more components that can eventually require service or replacement, and it contributes to the towing capacity reduction noted above. For buyers who value simplicity and long-term reliability, especially those planning to keep a truck for a decade or more, the additional hybrid hardware introduces new failure points that a simpler gas-only powertrain doesn't carry. It's a reasonable engineering trade-off, but not one every buyer will welcome. The hybrid powertrain isn't available across the board. It's standard only on the range-topping Trail Hunter and TRD Pro trims, and merely optional on TRD Sport, TRD Off-Road, and Limited. Buyers who want the hybrid's power and efficiency benefits on a lower or mid-tier trim don't have a straightforward path to get it without upgrading elsewhere first. This gatekeeping limits the hybrid's reach and pushes budget-conscious shoppers toward the standard turbocharged engine, even if they'd otherwise prefer the hybrid's driving characteristics. A wider hybrid rollout across more trims would make the technology accessible to a broader swath of Tacoma buyers, rather than treating it as a premium add-on reserved mainly for shoppers already committed to the truck's most expensive, off-road focused configurations. The Tacoma is the fourth model year of this generation, and while rumors point to a mid-cycle refresh with updated styling and a more tech-forward cabin, that update may not actually land until the 2028 model year. Buyers purchasing now are getting a truck that, while excellent, may be 1 year away from meaningful cabin and styling upgrades. Those willing to wait a year could see a more modern interior and refreshed exterior design, making the 2027 model a slightly awkward purchase for buyers who prioritize having the latest look and technology rather than immediate ownership.